Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you hear. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by, or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
Alrighty, welcome back, guys. Evan Aldo here. Hope you guys are doing well. Slight pullback on Bitcoin and ETH right now, on the markets right now. So, you know, obviously the first thing that we'll talk about here is potentially that pullback off of that area. And, yeah, that pullback off of that area. And then if you combine that with, excuse me, if you combine that with, come on, essentially bear divs, of course, the, got to probably turn off the VPN, but that's going to screw up the stream. Anybody have any recommendations on a good VPN? Probably Mulvad is the one I need to get. I have PIA, which a lot of people have liked, but I can't get one that will, out of all the servers, they all suck right now. They used to always be good, but now they all suck. And they all continuously cut out, so that's unfortunate. And I hope everything's okay. I can't even, this is on my restream, an error has occurred. Damn, that's kind of annoying. Oh well. But anyway, so yeah, potentially, you know, Nord, okay. Maybe I'll try that one. Thanks, Johnny M. And Yeah. I appreciate you guys. VPN Express Nord or okay, Nord VPN. All right, I'll look into that one. Molvad is supposed to be. I've used Molvad and generally it was pretty good. I mean, I feel like they all kind of suck, honestly. Like it's hard to live stream with a VPN on. I used to generally do it better, but the PIA one, God, I can't even log into anything. You know, it's just a little bit of bad luck. I hope that sorry if the freaking thing is because now if I turn it off, it's gonna probably I'm gonna have to it's gonna start a new thing. Yeah, Surfshark. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for, the annoying thing too with it. I mean, I use DuckDuckGo, so it's not a big deal. But the annoying thing with it is when you're trying to do a damn Google search. I mean, everybody thinks you're a robot when you're using the VPN. Some websites even ban you for using a VPN. So it's not the most practical thing. It's definitely not the most practical thing. I hope it's not. I'm looking at my Surfshark. Okay. I'll look into those guys. Appreciate it. Probably Nord. I'll go. I mean, Nord is the most popular one, or whatever. But damn, PIA. I don't know what happened. It's so funny because I bought I bought 2 years worth of it like a few weeks ago. It was working fine until I bought 2 years worth of it. It's like they saw, oh, this guy bought 2 years. F him. I don't know if that's coincidental. It just seems too, yeah. But I don't know. I think we're okay now. But damn, it's annoying because especially on Bybit, you need it. And, that's why I can't even show you the, the trade on there that I'm in, the one from yesterday. But it's a new ETH short that I'm in. I posted the setup in the Discord. We'll see what happens. So a pretty clean setup here, on your 45 minute, excuse me. And this is too slow. I'm going to have to, Nikhil, yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate the recommendation, Surfshark. Maybe I'll look into that one. Probably gonna have to turn off the VPN because this is just too slow. Usually it's better, but this is. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I think we're good now. Apologies about that. Now everything's good. So perfect. So yeah. So basically a potential rejection here. Now, I don't know. I could kind of see when you look at, first on ETH, because ETH is more, there's a lot of interesting things here because potentially a jump up to that 4,800 area is going to be huge here. Trigger wave right there. Last time this happened, obviously, price some diminished returns, I would expect. But, if you're doing like there to there, you're looking at, that big area, that 48 old all-time high. So I think you got a good shot by end of year. 2-3 more weeks, maybe. Maybe it's a little bit too optimistic, but, early January. Now, the thing that could kind of screw us up here, if it does confirm, if you get a trigger wave on the 5 hour, that's the thing, or the 6 hour, that trigger wave, that could screw us up and bring us all the way back down to 36. Now, maybe you come down here, and then you could even do that. I mean, that's possible too. Obviously, anything is possible. But, I think if we could just break above here, that's really what we need right now. Your funding rates I think they're starting to get a little bit high again, but nothing too terrible. So, yeah. And this was pretty cool. I was watching the latest full self-driving on Tesla. Kind of the one they're going to use for like the robo-taxi when that, whenever the hell that comes out. But there are some good deals for Teslas, especially with that tax credit. I've heard about some concerns about the EMFs, though. I don't know if you guys have heard that. I've definitely heard concerns about the EMFs or whatever, that battery. I think Elon got a little bit defensive on that, on Joe Rogan, too. So, yeah. I mean, the short avoid, what you entered is very similar to my ETH short right here, which is doing okay so far. But yeah, just looking at full self-trust. So we're getting there with AI. And it's really an awesome thing because especially, for older people or people that, can't really drive anymore, it's going to give them some more autonomy, at least to a certain extent. But then you get into the point where, some people are too far gone to even do the destination, or, you know what I mean? To even do that, but you know what I'm saying. But it is a big, big thing here. Well, let's look at the charts. Let's look at the charts. So where do we want? So if we were to, yeah. I mean, yeah, this spiral line, yeah, I mean, 10, yeah, I think that's a good place to avoid, or right here, 10.2, or excuse me, 100.2K. So yeah, it still looks pretty good though overall. When you really, the thing you want to look at here, trend's your friend. Money flow still good in the monthly. I know it's the monthly, it's a large time frame, but yeah, money flow still good in all these large time frames. The weekly, you do have a red dot. Maybe once this confirms, it gets a little bit more worrisome. That is a bear div right there off that major area, off that 100K. So yeah, but really, when you look at like the daily green dot, money flow is still good. There's no major concerns. I think, we want to print and confirm a trigger on the 12, a trigger on the 6, that type of stuff before we really get, overly bearish here, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So yeah. Potentially trying to jump up to these higher points. So, yeah, sugar wave right there. So I think, like I mentioned, until we prove, kind of nullify this trigger wave, confirm a trigger wave to the downside there, I would remain more bullish. Now, short term, I could see a little bit more negativity in the short term. But when you look at some of these, like what was on the daily, some red, or actually the 2-day would be a better example. So you got some red, now you're getting green again to kind of nullify that and keep going. So it might be a good idea really to, when would you try to, maybe on the next trigger wave in the 30-minute, which I don't know if we'll see it on this stream, but that could be a good place to close out this short. That could be a good place to close out the short. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. When we look at, I just want to, obviously Trump doing some good PR stuff lately. We do have a new promo on BloFin, 100K, up to 100K futures bonus. You only have to deposit $1 million, equal to over $1 million to get a 100K futures bonus. But if you deposit 5K, you get 1,500. That's not too bad at all. That's actually a pretty good. I like that promo. The 5K to get a $1,500 futures bonus. I think that's the best potential. Or the 1K. That's 50%. That's pretty good. So I like these two. Even 500 for 200 is not bad. These three I like. These three I like there, right there. So yeah, check it out. Only my link down below. In addition, 10% cash back on all your fees. BYDFI 10% cash back on all your fees. I think we're doing still the 10% bonus up to $500 or $1,000. I'm trying to remember. And then there's a trading competition going on as well. Things are down slightly because inflation did not come in as good as some may have hoped. Egg prices. Oh, let's look at the goddamn egg prices here. Tesla made a new all-time high. That's cool. Let's look at eggs. Maybe a higher low. I don't think you're going to make a new all-time. I don't think that article is going to be right. I think you're going to make a higher low and start to come down here a bit. But yeah, inflation's still there, I guess. What was it? It's so insignificant, really. Well, that is volatile. I didn't realize how volatile this was. Yeah, because it went from $2 to, yeah, that's a volatile change. Iconacci is smoother, especially with money flow, especially for day trading, and especially more for swing trading. Normal candles, it depends. But yeah, so we were seeing just, Sui's been doing kind of good here. Did we almost? Yeah, we did just about hit that point, that major point, 496, almost there. Could be the first place for a potential pullback. If you break above there, you're looking at 670 probably. So yeah, and let's see. So that was Sui. Matic, versus Bitcoin. Actually, Matic versus Bitcoin is too damn depressing. Let's look at Matic versus versus ETH, you know, similar. I kind of want more data here. Hold on. Because I know they rebranded, but I want more the data. So I'm still looking at the Matic as opposed to, yeah, right there. It does look good, yeah. Made a lower high, but as long as you kind of hold this level, Matic versus ETH. So I think Matic is one that's going to do incredibly well over the next year, I think. You know, if you can push for, you know, even old all-time highs, that's pretty good, you know, 4 to 5x. So, yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at there. And I'm trying to think what else here. So obviously the big boys, Solana, trying to hold this area. Will it blend? Come on. So you still have some. I mean, I like the daily, you know, kind of a trigger wave right there. You know, hidden bull div, potentially bringing you back up to 267, old all-time highs. So yeah, maybe a good goal by end of month would be that 267 right there. And a year dump for, so the thing that's interesting about that, honey drippers, let's look at that throughout history a little bit, because that's a good it's a good thing to look at here. And let's go on, probably the weekly would be good. So let's look at bull market years, like, you know, so the last one would be 2020 into 21. You did have the dump there a little bit. It was around early December, and then you didn't have your next dump until January, beginning of January, it dumped down. So there's a sell-off at the beginning of the year. And then if you look at, let's see, here it was January 2nd. So according to that, it's around the beginning of January. This time could be different. Maybe it's the end of, you know, end of December, maybe before the beginning of the year. It's possible, yeah. For tax purposes, tax loss harvesting. There's no 30-day wash rule for crypto, right? Yeah, so, well, there's ways to kind of, yeah. But anyway, so yeah. So yeah, you can you could buy back January 1st, sell December 31st, and, you know, write off that loss up to 3K or whatever. Or yeah. So there is that. But I think that, I mean, coming down a little bit more now, which kind of is expected. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Trigger wave on the 30-minute would be a potential reversal of this continuing forward. So I would be definitely looking to close out this trade for a nice profit at the 30-minute trigger wave or something. ETH versus Bitcoin, I think, will continue to do generally well. Where was that trigger wave forming there? You got a trigger wave forming on the 30-minute. So yeah, I think if we do continue to drop, ETH probably will continue to outperform Bitcoin, which I really like here. You know, I really think there's some potential here. Definitely some potential. So yeah, I mean, we're at December 12th right now. You know, if you look at the grand scheme of things, very important to look at right here. It was, you know, all the pain was pretty much done by December 21st. And then you had some green hike and ashes. You already got your green hike and ashes. So I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule here. November 18th, so about a month ahead of schedule based on that one. This one is about a month ahead of schedule too. So it was the end of December. So yeah. And you got your nice 4 yellow X pattern, which is good too. So yeah. Well, let's look at AVAX, Alex. Let's look at AVAX. I always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. Who the hell knows if that does anything, but I always appreciate it. AVAX, I think you know, could consolidate here a little bit, then potentially jump up to 63. I think that was your yearly high, which is a good goal next. That's a good goal next, that yearly high. So yeah, that's what I think. Link I like. Thing about Link is you made a new high for the year. And now you're rejecting a little bit. So there are some bearish signs. I mean, can you break through? Probably after a bit of consolidation. I would be looking at the 20-minute trigger, potentially a 30-minute trigger forming after this, or the other option is just, coming down a bit more here. So yeah. And so, yeah. And if we look at Rune here, actually jumping up to that point. Trigger wave right there. I think you generally might continue. Hard to say though. QNT I wanted to look at. I've not looked at Quaint in a minute. That was a nice jump off of a major point right there. Made a higher low, which is good. And I think you should be able to eventually break above this and get back up to 300 or whatever, double from here, which I like. I think there's a lot of potential here. I don't really trade with order blocks. Not really, no. I feel like that's getting more popular though. Higher high and higher low trend, yes, but not really order blocks. Yields are probably up because inflation data was not so good. We would hope that these would reject from here. But who the hell knows? I think that 2-week trigger is going to bring you down, but maybe that's not until early next year or after the Fed meeting. We got to see what Powell says, which obviously will direct this a little bit. It's December. It's around the holiday. I can't imagine he would sound very hawkish. I think that would bring it down a little bit. Yeah, target exactly. You'll eventually get to $30 with this. I don't know how much farther you would get after 30. I mean, maybe 40, I think you would at least get up to 30. About a 3x at least. I'm just curious about, like, in terms of, it's generally been straight up since, 27x. Not bad at all. Daily, not bad. I do see some potential continuation. As of right now, I would say bullish. Maybe if that trigger wave goes the other way, then we could get a little bit more worrisome here, I would say. But yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too, MG. Like, well, are you in Asia? Yeah, there's always, no matter what time you stream, there's never going to be everybody happy. I mean, I'm thinking about potentially doing the stream every day at 2 p.m. or at least every day I'm able to. At least Monday through Thursday. Maybe Friday would be a little bit different. But yeah. Kind of a rare example, but how do you see the Bitcoin wick on the 5th of December? What would you kind of, the 5th of December of this month? That's a higher low based on that. I would count that as a higher low. I mean, obviously it's following this trend, kind of, kind of, you know what I mean? It's a higher low, I would say. Not too shabby. But yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest thing I trade off of, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, if you break out of this, you got 105 and then probably 110, 112 or whatever. $255. Appreciate you, MG. December 20th. What's significant about that date of every other day? Apple looks pretty good. Curious about like Bitcoin, Apple. That's interesting. Oh yeah, that was the big freaking area too, because if you're looking at previous bull runs, this would probably be the case that Bitcoin is topped out on Bitcoin versus Apple, because you'd want to really freaking, you know, break above this area, which I think we should freaking be able to here. I like the daily, but man, you know, kind of for the bear case, it's like 17, you didn't really, you know what I mean? If you just had freaking, it trends up against, yeah, it trends up against Apple, but if you just bought Apple in 2017, it'd be the same essentially, and you get compound interest. So yeah. IOTA. I mean, my assumption was you'd at least get up to 77 cents. You've almost got there. You're probably going to get higher than that if everything kind of repeats history. You know, if I had to guess, maybe a 2 or 3x, $1.50, I think is a safe bet. I mean, it's an old coin. I'm not the biggest fan of IOTA for obvious reasons. I think, yeah, Marco, I think it could be bad for the alts. Speaking of that, let's look at a few, well, I mean, if we look at others versus alts, it's still showing some strength. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like bad enough where it's really going to throw a wrench into things. But if you do want a case for alts to really bleed against Bitcoin some more, I guess it's that. But so far, nothing has really, you know, changed here. The people calling for dump just missed the dump several days ago. I don't know. Don't know. Let's look at XRP. XRP to the game. Consolidation. I mean, I feel like we got to wait a little bit and see. If this trigger wave confirms, I would lean more bearish on this. If we can dodge that bullet, then we should be able to keep going. Your green, I mean, if you're just trading off of candles, is, you know, some people like their candles, including myself. 2 days good, which would have the case to come back up to this high and potentially breaking up higher. And yeah, I think you'll eventually get up to at least high fours for this. Probably, I mean, if it gets up to $6, I would get the hell out probably. But yeah. Do people call for numbers several days ago? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, I already answered. I mean, that was a quick buy up. I know people have talked about this. It's a damn good pattern. I think he got a really damn good shot of getting up to 16 cents, which is a hell of a lot from where we are right now. So I do think it's a good, yeah, I mean, I do think stream at fixed times, yeah. We'll try to do 2 p.m., I guess. I think I mean, it's a bad, if you're in Asia, it's a bad time because it's like 3 a.m. Majority of you guys are not in Asia, though. Some of you are, and some of you guys who are in, yeah, some of you are in there. So it's like, yeah. I mean, what's the best time for every time zone? I'm trying to think what the best time would be. I mean, 2 p.m., like not a lot of people stream at 2 p.m., which I think is good. So, yeah, I mean, all my, you know, if you work a normal 9 to 5 job, 2 p.m. is not the best. I mean, yeah, let's see. Prop and trading, a couple of years. I mean, a good cycle, you know. I was into it kind of on and off since 2017. Well, really 2015, yeah, around there, even 2014 a little bit. So, but seriously, 2020 into that bull run, you know. Let's see. People get to these small, yeah. Let's eat dominance. Let's take a look at that. Good idea. So Yeah, I mean, this definitely could have bottomed out. Just want to look at that weekly compared to the last time. Yeah, I mean, that was the bottom. You got some greens, so it's looking similar to there. And that. Yeah, Sabith dominance looks pretty good. I think it could keep going. Um, let's see. What is European? I mean, what time would that be in Eastern? What, European Central? I don't even. Alexar. Oh yeah, this was the time frame. Yeah, I think she's trying to come back to yearly highs, maybe making higher lows. I think it still generally looks pretty good. Yeah, especially breaking up to there and getting up to like $1.75 again, maybe. That mirror one, that mirror or whatever the hell, I think that's got some potential. And speaking of shitcoins, can AMP jump up to frickin' 4 cents? Maybe. Yeah. The ape coin. Been trying to kind of fight back a little bit here. So I mean, either it's going to repeat this and come all the way back down, or you just keep going. 2 p.m. What the hell is 8 a.m. East? Okay, 8 a.m. Eastern. Okay, now I got you. Okay, I hadn't read the whole thing. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I mean that's really early. That would be terrible for people in California. Would hate you. You're never gonna win. You're never gonna do a time where everybody's happy. Yeah, you're never gonna. It's impossible. It's impossible. I think a lot of the audience is in American time zone, so if I do anything that works for Americans, it kind of works for Europeans. It's probably the best bet, but you're never gonna. Yeah, that's why it's like NordVPN. Maybe that's the one I'll use then. NordVPN. Let me just look at NordVPN. I used to, yeah, I've heard, yeah. Oh wow. Let's see. Okay, 3 extra months. Oh, it's even got a password. That's cool. Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay. Damn, I should have got this instead of PIA, I guess. Maybe I'll try this one. Hopefully it'll be better in what the hell I use. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We are dumping a little bit more here, so the trade is doing well. That's cool. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in trading, really good promos on both BYDFI and BloFin. BloFin, I like the one. I mean, obviously, if you want to deposit $1 million fucking dollars, you get, excuse the language, you get 100 grand. But if you deposit 1K, 450 is really good. 5K, 1500. 100K, 3K. That's not even the. Yeah, I like the depositing 5K or 1K here. Only my link down below. In addition, 10% cash back for life on your fees. So, yeah, nice job. Avoid. 4 or 5 p.m. my time idea. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's too ideal for people in Asia or India. I don't know what time that would be in India. That'd probably be like 3 a.m. or something. Or it would be kind of early. Tapering, nice job. 2 p.m. is yeah. You're never gonna have an ideal time for everybody. I think we're gonna do 2 p.m. I like 2 p.m. for my conveniences and the way I operate things. I don't really like 5 p.m. the most or 6 p.m. Usually I'm like out or doing something. But yeah. In terms of market movements, I mean 2 p.m. could be slow, but it's not. Well, any time could be slow, but yeah. Hopefully getting a jump off of Solana here. That's a nice dump right there. People do watch me in India. I think I don't want to say any names of like people in the chat, but there are people in India that do watch me. Quite a few actually. I mean, I don't think it's as much as like obviously U.S. or Europe, but there are people in India. I've seen people in Vietnam. Yeah, there's definitely India would be the most out of Asia. Sui, I mean, if you could break above here, $6, you know, we'll try to, just watch and see what happens there. That looks good in the 2-day. I mean, data confirms, so we'll see what happens. Hmm. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, guys, I would probably remain bullish until we get like more trigger waves confirmed or whatever. So far, I don't see any major issues. I mean, the big place we want to hold is 99. If you lose that, then it gets a little bit more. Then you would see more crap confirm or whatnot. Daily confirming 4 hours here. If we could confirm that, I generally think that would be kind of good. So yeah, CMG. Yeah. Let's see here. Decent continuation potential on Matic back up to 75, 76 cents. I think it'll inevitably happen. The thing too is like, we're going to get that 30% correction on Bitcoin. Now, if we get up to 113, 30% would be down to 80. Maybe 120, 30%. Yeah. My guess is like 110 to 120, then nuke to like 80. That's kind of my guess here. Maybe 110 to 120 by end of month and nuke to 80 in January. Then like that's like literally the last possible place to get in, I think. Yeah. Probably 115, I would guess. But the thing too is like, I know it's really like people always want to put a lot of, how do I explain? Like kind of when you make predictions, especially like bold predictions, you get views, you get a lot of attention. Jim Cramer always makes those kind of predictions and stuff, but it's, why does it matter? What, like let's say if I were to know, like, wouldn't I be a billionaire pretty quickly if I were to get that right? Like, I could just bet my entire life savings on, hitting. I could do a long trade with, let's say I bet that we're going to get up to 115 right now before, let's just see here. Let's say we get up to what was the number yet? 115. Instead of take profit right below 115 or whatever. And then let's do, right below, let's do 90K as our stop loss, or right below 90K. So that's a good risk reward ratio. Let's say I put with leverage, let's say I have, let's say I have 100 grand in all my trading accounts, or 200 grand or whatever. Let's say I put 100 grand, what leverage could you do without, so 10, I think you could go 8x leverage safely here or something. Let's say I do 100 grand in it. So let's say I bet 800 grand that we're gonna get there. So I would make 800 grand plus 400 grand, 1.2. So I could bet about 200 grand or 100 grand on this to make like 1.2 million, essentially, if I wanted to. Bet 100 grand to make 1.2 million on this. Is that a good bet? Maybe. If it works, I mean, yeah, if I wanted to bet 100 grand and I can make 1.2 million. So if I knew exactly what was going to happen here, if I was right with this, you know, I could make 1.2 million. If I could do this every month, I can make $1 million a month essentially. And I mean, compounding, I could even go more. If I wanted to put, you know, you want to put your mortgage up, put a, you know, I could get, you know, I could do a $10 million. If I did a $10 million, well, size of the, I'm just thinking $1 million. Let's say I did a $10 million position. $10 million position would be, oh no, it's only 1.5. Why am I getting confused here? No, it's not. Why am I, yeah, I'm messing this up a little bit. Yeah, if I were to do, well, if I were to bet $1 million, let's say I got $1 million in cash, bet $1 million on 8x leverage, it's $8 million. And essentially you would double that, I think, because the risk reward, I don't freaking, now I'm getting confused, but yeah. It is, oh, yeah, I hit my take profit, that's why, okay. I'm gonna lock in profits here. I didn't even have it. Did I not have a stop loss on this? I forgot to put, I thought I had a stop loss. What happened there? Anyway, not good if you don't. Wait, oh no, 39. Okay. So anyway, but what was I gonna say here? But you guys get the point. I mean, this is kind of like it's entertaining. You know, I know always they want to pick, but I mean, if anybody could get that right with, you know, even, you know, if anybody could get that right all the time, you know, he'd be so rich so quickly. It's not really how it works. Weekly candle closes. I mean, okay, weekly candle closes about 5 EMA. Yeah, I guess so. I would have to double check that, but I believe you. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're close for it to happen yet. Yeah. I think the prediction stuff does get you more kind of view. I mean, it can get you. I mean, it's polarizing. And I mean, sometimes being more polarizing is what gets you kind of more. It depends what you want. It depends what you want to be known as and all that. I mean, I think being too I think the most important thing here is, you know, being too determinate. I think it's kind of a bad example, especially for a trading channel, to be very deterministic. Because I know a lot of people, like last bull run, the people that watched, you know, and there's a lot of people they watched, or they probably would have made the mistake anyway, but, you know, they watched Crypto or something, and it's just trying to chase price up all the way, and they thought, you know, Bitcoin would never go under, let's say, 50 grand, never go under 30 grand, or all that, and they had stop losses, liquidation points with all their Bitcoin there on these leverage exchanges, and what happened? It went under that and they lost everything. They were too deterministic. They thought Bitcoin would hit 100K before it hit 50K, or it hit 100K before it hit 30K, or even 100K before it hit 20K. It didn't do any of those. And there were a hell of a lot of people that were so deterministic that that would happen, and a lot of people lost a lot of money about that. So it's all about risk management. So I think it's a little bit irresponsible to be so deterministic. Now, maybe as a YouTuber, you may be able to get more views and make more money doing that, but I don't know if it's the best thing. I don't know if it's the best way to go about things. And if people think that, you know, for me not wanting to make that prediction that, you know, I'm a sissy or I'm soft or whatever, maybe you're right. I don't know. I could guess that, you know, I think there's a slightly better chance at 115, but it's hard to say, you know. We could bet that, you know, we could do, I'm trying to think, if you had 100K, well, let's see how much could we, so if we had 100K, could I do that on BitFi? Let's see, so you would go 8x, let's go on Bitcoin right now. I just want to see if I wanted to make that bet. So let's do, would this tell me how much I'm gonna, or stop, and I think it's 90K was the number. Yeah. Damn, it doesn't even freaking. Oh, maybe it. Yeah, I don't like how. What? Come on. Oh, there's nothing. What? Oh, I just got logged out. Oh, because I stopped using the V. Yeah, that logs you out. Fuck. Oh well. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out the VPN situation a little bit better here, but yeah. Appreciate you, Dr. Stone. Hopefully here we would jump off, but you know, that inflation report, there could be some things. You know, if we do confirm trigger wave here to the downside, that's where it could get a little bit more bearish. So yeah. Let's keep an eye on this 30-minute wave forming or whatever, 45-minute trigger. Those could be good places to close out the short potentially. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So that would be a good question. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Well, if you had a $10 million position and it went up 15%, you'd make 1.5 million. If you had a $1 million position and went 0.15%, you'd make 150K. And then if it went down that amount, you'd lose 150K. So essentially I screwed up. It's doubling the money. So you wouldn't make $1 million from that. You'd make 150K. Still a lot though. Still pretty good. But you're not gonna, it's kind of betting I think it's a terrible bet to make. And I think it's a bet that like a lot of people made last time on the way up or when things got crazy around 60K and it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? So yeah. Look at, obviously a lot of money's gone into the ETFs and all that. Yeah, they come back down a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. I wanted to look at Atom too. I think too that reminds me of predictions. If you've ever listened to some of Mark Douglas's like lectures, speeches, it's where he's trying to, man, when he first started day trading or whatever, obviously before the internet, before you could do it on the internet, you had to call up the broker or whatever. I think he went long on silver or something, and then silver started going down. Then the broker was like, "Oh, okay, let's go short. And it starts going back up. Okay, let's go long." The guy's just playing them between support versus, no, it's gonna go. I don't know. No, it's deterministic. It's definitely going up. No, do it. Just lost 20 grand like that. What's up, James? Yeah. Wow. There's a difference. It's kind of more. Shouldn't have skipped math in middle school, maybe, or sixth grade. High school was kind of the algebra and stuff ain't gonna. Y equals mx plus b. I don't know if that's going to help you with crypto math too much. Are we still experiencing pullback 30%? I think it will happen by sometime in January. Flow is a good one to look at, actually. Let's take a look at flow. I don't have a problem with flow too much. I think that's a good pattern. I think you got a good shot at maybe hitting $5, high fours, I think. Could be something brewing. It's not even. this, yeah, you're starting to see a little bit of a reaction from that point on the 30-year. It could bump through though. Nvidia, probably wouldn't expect much to happen with this anytime soon. Bear div there. Could see that pullback potentially. Maybe a thing too, if we are, because then you had new all-time high here. I still don't see anything too bad though. Pretty crazy the amount of, since that bottom in October 22, you've since doubled just the amount of money that's come into this. I don't know the total market cap of this, but obviously trillions of dollars, I would think, right? Yeah. The thing too that's interesting is if you go versus the DXY, that's really a frickin', in terms of buying power, when you factor in inflation, it's a 50% drop. So that really was a recession. Then, let's compare that to '08 right here. It was only slightly better. It kind of just sugarcoat things. Let's look at SPY versus Dixie here. You could go, SPY versus money supply. I think that's not, that's if you want to get real depressed and be like the biggest doomer ever. But 37% drop down there, and then this was still 61. So that was even like worse than, What was this? What was that was more elongated, 51%, and then when you factor in inflation, this kind of did better than it, because I think this was a double top there, so yeah. Trying to reverse head and shoulders. You got a good shot at doubling at least here. Maybe, maybe 3x, maybe even 4x, So I would guess. How about that mobile token? I don't think it's done much. I looked at it yesterday, I think. Not too much has happened, I don't believe. Thinking here. Are we bouncing or no? We're not. We're dumping. However, this was the old range that we want to keep. So it's kind of big that if we can bounce here, that's pretty good. And I would be really looking at this trigger wave forming on the 30-minute, on the 45-minute as well for a potential long here. Because if we can hold that, then that's your ticket upward a bit, I would assume. Same thing here. So this is your first potential place that we could jump. Now, it gets a little bit more worrisome. It doesn't worry me too much yet, but if we confirm that 5-hour trigger wave on ETH especially, yeah. No, we looked at H&T, and then I looked at mobile. We looked at both. But yeah. But, you're hitting that, yeah. So this is, it's a wait and see situation. maybe that trigger wave in the 45-minute money flow, not good, but maybe that trigger wave we could hold here, that's damn good, and then that's your ticket up to 105 potentially, and I think you might be able to get there. So yeah, and by the way, if you guys are interested in trading, I really like the on BloFin. You get 10% for live cash back with my link. In addition, I really like deposit 500, get 200, deposit 1K, get 450. That's really good. Deposit 5K, get 1500. Those three I like there. Obviously, you can deposit more and get more, but I like the promo right here over on BloFin. And BYDFI is good as well, really good. No KYC, no VPN, 10% off with my your fees, trading fees for live, my link down below. In addition, 10% bonus. I think it's up to $500 or $1,000. Also, there's a trading competition going on there too. Let's check it out if you're interested. What was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at crypto funding rates. Not bad. So they're generally healthy funding rates. They were starting to get unhealthy. Then you had this drop down. So people are flopping and groping. Probably a lot of new traders out there, which wouldn't surprise me. Some people like to take these 4ELXs on the 1 minute, especially in uptrends when you come down. I wouldn't enter yet. Maybe wait till that money flow looks a little bit better. I remember there was one that I think Crypto Face took. This was years ago, probably in like 21, late 21. Yeah, I think it was late 21. Where I think he took it on ETH and he was like 300 or 400 grand in the red, and then it came all the way back and he made like 10 or 20 grand and got the hell out of that. But that was a wild ride. It was a wild ride. It did come back. It did come back. Money came into the markets. But this is a big point right there. So yeah. I mean, just looking at that, not that bad. I mean, I just want to look at, like, if we look at others, just others in general here. So yeah, you hit off and bounce off at that point. I mean, I generally think you can continue forward for this. Like, when we do see, let's compare, because obviously at this point in the cycle, we're looking for altcoin gains. And when you look at, I'm just trying to see if we could kind of map out that January correction there for others, which it looks like, damn, yeah, it held up better than Bitcoin. It was about, 35%, so not exactly, but you get the point. So, if we get that 35% again, we got 23 so far, actually 26, so yeah. Potentially jumping out. Yeah, I mean, it's going to seem minuscule, I think, in the long scheme of things, in the long, range of things. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up here, I guess. So yeah, probably gonna wrap it up. Not too much else to really talk about. Check out the trading competition or on BYDFI. Check out the links down below. Hopefully we hold here. If we don't, that's gonna be a little bit more, worrisome, especially if we get some of these trigger waves here. I guess the inflation report could be the main thing that brings us down right now. Also, if you guys are interested in the Discord, a lot of really good trades lately. I'll show you the one that I recently did, the ETH long, efforts to take profit after a few days. So that was really good. Check it out. First link down below if you're interested. In addition, forgot to mention it, but if you sign up to any of the exchange links down below and deposit at least $100 and open a support ticket in the Discord with your UID, I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. We got Nightshade, K-Mac in there. Feel free to ask me questions in there. We do a lot of live chats with me where I answer questions in there as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys.